At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you the very first recipient of the Citizen of the Year Award, and that was way back in 1990. He was just a teenager. And we would like him to present our 2011 recipient. Please welcome the CEO of Partners in Care, Mr. Eric Alexander.
Well, that's a setup if I've ever heard one. I'm in good health, don't worry. Good evening, and thank you for allowing me to share this tonight. I'm pleased to take a few minutes to tease you a little bit with an introduction that simply because of the nature of these kinds of introductions can't be proper. I'm going to be torturing myself and probably you to bend around these personal pronouns so you can't figure out who this is until the very last. So I'm going to be using words like they and their, recipient, honoree, etc., without naming them until the last possible moment so we don't spoil the fun. But what I'd like to do is to kind of frame some of the dimensions of this person with a couple of bookends of data, information. First, kind of characteristics of this individual, and second, what they've done for our community and our region. So to start, from the first perspective, our honoree is a gentle and somewhat unassuming person, often nattily dressed, snappy socks, I'm told. But this person's been in the middle of most of the fundamental and foundational aspects of growth and development in this community in one way or another, for about 4 decades. More often than not, this individual is lower key. He's intelligent and smart, even shrewd. His friends say he's never paid full price for anything. But the person is known by all as thoughtful, ethical, and a word that many use, trusted. Given the unanimity of the selection for tonight's award, I think another characteristic is this individual is deeply admired by many aspects of this community. So there's another important dimension to this broad brush portrait that we're trying to paint here. This person either came to Bend or, while he was here, developed during his time a deep sense that being in a community requires a personal commitment to help in that community, a tithe, if you will, for the enjoyment of a town chosen for a life. This is shown up publicly. It's also shown up privately, in and out of the sight of many. And it ranges from being a formal candidate for an elected post, in this case the city council, to private things of offering an unseen hand or a quiet nod that says, yes, I'll help, and maybe even a rueful and resigned statement, okay, I'll pull a few people together. The individual tends to be selfless. His contributions have been made to achieve good and useful things for the community. They've been leaders in developing the Tower Theater Foundation, as an example, which sustains that venue for our cultural enjoyment. They've co-chaired the United Way Summit Society to develop that organization's financial strength so United Way can be sustained and do its good work in this community. This person's been active in leadership of the Central Oregon Community College Foundation's events to help raise money to help students and citizens of this community get educational opportunities they wouldn't have otherwise been able to have. Our honoree has been a leader in the Schools Foundation to develop learning resources in several eras of perennially tight budgets. This individual has, quote, brought a few people together, end quote, to help our community hold its landmark centennial celebration of Bend's first 100 years. Our recipients' areas of leadership have also been visionary. This person has a knack for sort of seeing ahead and getting involved and pushing things that are going to build a stronger community and region. They currently chair the Oregon State University Cascades Board of Advisors, which connects our four-year institution with its constituents to help guide its future. They're a member of the Juniper Ridge Management Board to provide strong business management to this important project. Our recipient tonight was also a founding member of the Economic Development of Central Oregon, that organization that's dedicated to a regional approach to marketing our organization to help diversify and strengthen our economy. And this person has what I think is a true servant mentality when it comes to making his community better. At the service level, they've presided over service organizations such as the Greater Bend Rotary Club, the Bend Chamber of Commerce, promoting community and business interests with equal goodwill and enthusiasm. And they've stepped up to help make our city government stronger along the way. For those of you who remember, they did this during a time of fractiousness and conflict at the city council level. Those of you who were here and remember the Men Without Ties, the transition from that group to a new group of counselors. This person was a voice of moderation and reason to allow progress in city governance. As an elected counselor, he provided wise and very intelligent leadership, and the council respected this person enough to elect this individual mayor of Bend, and most recently brought him back to fill an unexpired term of another councilor. So, 40 years of good work outside of the job one does to make a living, I think is testament to a person who came to live here, and he obviously felt that so doing required a commitment to help make things better whenever, wherever, and however they possibly lend a hand. No, not now has never been a phrase that fit this person, whether the request of their leadership was large or small. More likely, sure, I'll help, is the phrase that defines this individual. So as we join together tonight to honor Bend's 2011 Citizen of the Year, I would ask you all to please rise. Rise, please. I would ask you all to please rise and to acknowledge a man good and true who has helped make this community better by his devotion to it and its needs, Mr. Oran.
People think I'm thrifty. I just came here because Robertson bought dinner. This is very humbling. I'm not prepared to make a huge speech, but I can tell you that giving back to this community is one of the most wonderful things I think we all do and we should do. And this room is testament to giving back to Bend. Bend is a beautiful place, but it's a beautiful place not only for the people in this room, but go back 50, 60, 70 years. The people that owned Donner Flower Shop gave back, and Gordy Robertson gave back, and a lot of people have given back, and that's why we have a wonderful place that we live in. And it's been a pleasure for me to do that over all these years. I'd also like to thank my wife Janie, who also has served on more boards than I have, I think. Serve on the council, not 8 years, but then go back, and she wanted to know if I needed to have my head examined, and maybe I should have, but I want to thank her for that. So to all of you, thank you very much for this. This is a great honor. Thank you much.
Well, that was pretty cool.